So now, returning to the precepts of a lay person and returning to your daily life, I will give a short talk, a Dhamma gift. So, as I mentioned earlier, the Buddha said there are two causes for being able to gain knowledge through the practice. One is listening respectfully to the instructions, to the way of practice, to the teachings. And the second is to apply what one has heard with respect and care. And to see that the yogis have been able to apply the instructions and gain benefit each in their own way makes me very happy. It's very good to see. And I feel that it makes me feel that the teachings that I learned from my teachers, you all were able to understand them to some extent. Each I could see from what people reported that people had been able to overcome the things that had been difficulties earlier in their practice. Some people reported about their ability to control their anger or to overcome pain or to become calm when they hadn't previously been calm. So, and to gain knowledge to some extent. So I feel very happy to see this, that you were able to receive the Dhamma gift. And I want to know, when you leave here, will you leave your practice behind? So here you've been practicing the Dhamma, but now you're going home. Will you still need it?
Donc ici vous avez pratiqué le Dhamma, mais maintenant vous rentrez chez vous. Alors chez vous, est-ce que vous allez encore en avoir besoin?
What if I say, okay, give it back? Will you give it back?
Si je vous demande...
Now you're going, just leave it, Before you go, put it here. Okay, so if you keep it, will you just put it on a shelf and then look at it every now and then? No, the Dhamma, the practice is something that the more you use it, the better it gets. Unlike other things that we can give, it's something that gets better with use. It won't wear out. So, only if you're going to use it should you take it with you. Otherwise, you can leave it here. So, to use it, in general, it's good to sit every day, to take some time every day, whether it's 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, or as your schedule and your inclination permits. So take time every day to practice, and also at your home, either in the morning, in the evening, and then also to do loving kindness meditation when you're out and about, or when you're in your house. Just to do loving kindness meditation is also very helpful. And when you go home, as you know, many people have protective things to protect themselves against fire. In a home, people may have a fire extinguisher. Many homes have this. And, of course, there's also things like fire masks and so on. So we should all be able to protect ourselves from the fires of our daily life. And just like we need to have fire extinguishers and a fire mask in our regular life, sometimes we also may need to call the fire department. So when you are in your daily life, to sit every day and to do loving kindness is like putting on the fire mask. And also the awareness that you can bring to whatever you have to deal with in your daily life has the potential to put out fires. But sometimes you may need to call the fire department to either go to a sitting group or come to a retreat to get relief from the fires of worldly life. In doing loving kindness, the way one of the teachers I've worked with recommends people to do in their daily life is to, when you're at home, for example, if you live with family, or for example, you can do loving kindness first of all to yourself. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. And then to your parents, may my parents be well, happy, and peaceful. So that's number 2. And then 3, may my family be well, happy, and peaceful. Right? And in English we would say, may my relatives be well, happy, and peaceful, as a number 4. Extended family be well, happy, peaceful. And then when you're out and about, you can just do metta, loving kindness. May all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. When you think of it. Or when you're at work, may all those who I work with be well, happy, and peaceful. It's very helpful for creating a peaceful environment where you are to do this. So this is my recommendation. Okay, I have one more thing that I want to mention, and I will try not to take more than 5 minutes or so. I would like to talk about how good it is to do good deeds. Okay, so what is a good thing? What are good things? Good things are things that are blameless, that is, they don't have any fault, and they bring a pleasant or good result. This is the characteristic of a good deed. So what types of things are good to do? There's dana, or generosity, where we can give something that we have, material things. We can give of what our knowledge, or we can give by way of service. And these are all included: service to either people who we respect, or to people who are senior to us, to our elders, to our parents, the people whom we have a responsibility to care for, because they are our elders. So there are people who there are these aspects to service. And then the 2 other big broad categories of good things to do are to keep sila, morality, that is, to restrain physical and verbal behavior so that we don't harm others, and bhavana, or mental development, to develop the mind and knowledge, like we are doing with this meditation. So there are 3 necessary parts to giving, or dana. One is there needs to be a giver, and if we don't have any desire to give, then giving won't happen. So there needs to be a person who will give something. And then there needs to be a recipient. Without a recipient, we also can't do dana. Even though we may want to, we may not have someone to give to. And the 3rd thing that we need to have is the gift. What we give is something of ours. And if we don't have something to give, sometimes that happens, then we're not able to do dana either. So when any one of these 3 parts are lacking, sometimes we ourselves don't have the desire to give, or we don't see to whom to give, or we don't have something to give. But when all 3 of these come together, then it's a lucky opportunity. It's a good thing. The Emperor Asoka wrote that dana is the least of good deeds, but because it opens the way for morality and for other good deeds, it is very good. So I would like to speak about how this is. When we give, it's impossible to give something if we still hold on to it. So by giving what we have, by not retaining any attachment to the thing, we reduce our own greed by giving. So this is one very positive thing that giving does for the giver. So we shouldn't have any attachment to the thing that we give, and we should also not have any expectation that either the person will love us in return. That naturally happens. people do respond. They feel friendly towards people who give them things. It's very natural. Even animals feel this way. If you feed an animal, the animal is very loving. So this is just a natural reaction. We don't have to wish for anything special or anything good to happen from giving, because it happens automatically. So we shouldn't have that type of expectation. And also we shouldn't have the type of idea that, may everybody know how much I'm able to give or whatever, which sometimes people have that type of wrong attitude. So we shouldn't have any of this type of, wanting anything for ourselves out of giving. Just, so that's the first thing. These things make our giving not so good. So when we give without attachment to the thing given, then this reduces our own tendency to greed. And when we give without wanting anything in return, this reduces our selfishness. And further, it's good to, if we want something, it's good to have the wish that the other person be well and happy. This is a good attitude to have in giving. And this is one reason why we give, because we do want other people to feel well and happy. And further, we can also give with the desire to relieve the suffering that the person has because of not having what they need. This is also a very good motivation for giving. So when we give in this way, if we give with the attitude of wanting the recipient's welfare and of wanting them to be relieved of having this, relieved of the suffering that comes with not having what you need, then the wish for another's welfare reduces the tendency to hate. You can't hate people if you want their welfare. So to develop the attitude of metta reduces our own tendency to hatred. And giving with the desire to relieve the suffering that people have when they don't have enough this is compassion, and that reduces our tendency to be cruel. So in this way, when we give systematically, we can develop very, very wholesome attitudes in our mind. We reduce our own greed and anger, and we also increase our loving kindness and compassion. So if we want anything for ourselves in giving, it's good to make the aspiration that this good deed that I'm doing, may this be the cause for me to realize peace and happiness, to develop the spiritual path and realize nibbana. This is the type of thing that is good to aim for when we do good deeds. There's really many, many things that could be said, so I have to just cut it short and say that the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's important to understand that the good deeds we do are very, very good to do. And when we know this, we will feel, we should feel confident in this when we do good things. And there's just many things that could be said about this, but I hope that you understand the importance of all the types of good deeds that you've been doing here. People who have been giving of their money or of their service. People have been observing the precepts, developing the practice, restraining their minds. And these things are not without result. They bring good results, and so we should do them as much as we can, with confidence that this is for our good. But that's all I want to say. I have one more thing to add, which is that Upanyasami, who is the spiritual guide of this center, said, "You cannot remember your good deeds often enough. You should make a habit of recollecting the good things that you do every single day." And if you, because then you'll feel happy about what you've done, and you'll feel also encouraged to do good things. If you've done anything bad, you should forget about it. Just recollect the good things that you've done is a very good habit.